David guys here from Nanatsu No Taizai, chapter 168, the 10 Commandments Execution Plan. We got a late chapter this week. Last week it was early, this week it's late, but whatever. Still happy to get Nanatsu No Taizai chapters every week. Color page look really nice. We get the Pleiades of Azure Sky, that group of the Holy Knights, all planned out very nice. Well, anyways, this chapter it breaks off from the fighting from the Grand Festival. Honestly, I actually really enjoyed that because it was a breath of fresh air, different intake. Because you can fights over again. That get a little bit repetitive, but this was a very nice, refreshing chapter. Get a necessary restart button and back to the fight at the end. But anyway, so beginning chapter, we learned that the Holy Knights, Anban, that Pride, and the King's brother, they all survived. The Pleiades of Azure Sky survived the fight against Grey Lord and Fraudulent before. So really nice. So we get off start with Julia. We see that everyone survived and everything. And then we get to the topic about the spies he sent up on the 10 Commandments. They sent out spies to learn what the 10 Commandments are doing. And then we see that the 10 Commandments have taken out all the 9 spies that were sent to the 9 different villages. We see Desiree and Mion Spet, those two 10 Commandments who just knock out they just eat all the souls, and there's a buffet going on. And then we see that Zeldris, Mel's twin brother, is now he took over Camelot, and I was like, Camelot, the one that I was like, what? No. But yeah, so that was a different spies, and they say that Zeldris took over Camelot. Camelot now becomes the main home for the demons. And the thing is I wonder what author's reaction is gonna be. I feel like this chapter is mainly a big setup chapter for what might come after the end of the grand festival setup by Loxian and Dolor. Because I can see the sins Arthur learning that his kingdom has been taken over, and I can see maybe after the grand festival that Camelot will ask Merlin to go and help and to go back and save his country. And then we know Merlin's gonna go. That probably Meliodas, Banner, and their group are gonna come and go to help Merlin and Arthur to take back Camelot. But then wherever Merlin is, we have no idea where she is. I still have my theory that she's that one knight with the armor. Maybe not. Probably definitely wrong. I don't know. Merlin's probably doing something. Something suspicious that Merlin's probably doing. Anyways, another cool thing is we learn what's his name, Death Pride. I think Death Pride, the part of the Holy Knights of the Azure Sky, that his spy Invisible, which is a fairy that is basically invisible to everybody else, has survived. Then everyone scratches that off oh, you're crazy. I feel if they didn't show the fairy, then I would be like, oh, he's definitely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, definitely nuts. But no, she was in there, and then she only had those leg I don't know what they're called. The women wear them. I don't know. I have no idea. But they're black, and she had wings. So it was different. We never seen a fairy that was really small like that one, invisible. And then she had wings as well. So it's very interesting because we're still on the top, but we still don't know why Elaine and King don't have wings. I don't get there's something going on about that, and it better be important because it's a big thing. It's probably gonna be a really huge thing. But yeah, at first I thought she was part of maybe she was controlled by demons because the clothing she was wearing was black. So remember when Elaine first came in, she had that black dress on when one of the I don't remember her name, the Faith one, brings her back to life. But then I'm like, no, because he said that Invisible, it's gonna be confusing afterwards, Invisible has been with his life for the entire time. So basically they go on, we see every time we see up in Monspet, we saw Desiree, we saw Zeldris, and then we also see, which is very interesting, we saw what's his name now? We saw Fraudulent and we saw Grey Lord. And I don't know, this chapter is I saw some berserk feels going on in this chapter. We got the Invisible Fairy, which is just like Guts in one of the later parts of Berserk. And then we get Fraudulent being haunted by the ghosts of the people that he killed, which is a lot like Berserk with the curse. I don't know. Why Berserk? Why? But yeah, that was actually really cool. So basically, the effects of the Judgment spell that were laid on last time they met, when Fraudulent and Grey Lord attacked them, are still in effects of Fraudulent, and he just takes them out, and the ghosts have killed him. And then Grey Lord's like, why don't you change bodies? like, I don't know, he says something strange, like, I want to attach, but I'm really not sure what that's about. But then Frost says something very important, that one man hasn't come to visit him yet. Because judgment is the cast that was spelled, the magic that was cast onto Frost was that you were haunted, and basically you were haunted by people who try to kill you, who you've killed, and then the people that you've killed try to kill you. And Frost like, he's probably experienced, I would say at least 100, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe 50, but Nakama Sensei pointed out that Frodron has not been seen by the legendary Holy Knight, #1, who was killed way back in the beginning of the series. And that is something interesting, because he was supposedly dead, and I'm pretty sure he didn't, I'm pretty sure he didn't survive, because we would have been known that, or else, because people still, there's some people in Leon who think the Sins are still evil. Because we said that one part when it's like, Gowther, maybe the Sins are still evil, but yeah. So I'm pretty sure if the greatest Holy Knight, I can't remember his name, I cannot remember his name, but I'm pretty sure if he was still alive, the Sins would have been cleaned. So that's interesting. I'm wondering what's that about. Because if he makes a comeback, if he just comes back, we've never seen anything by him at all. We didn't heard anything about his fighting abilities, about his personality, nothing. We don't all we know is that he was a #1. So if he becomes #1, something's gonna happen for sure. That'll be interesting. But then anyway, the chapter moves on, and then they reveal basically the Uncle Dan's, I think, reveals everybody that Gowther is the commandment, the 10th commandment, the selfishness. And basically they tell everyone, it is time, we have to kill, we should go out after Gowther. Now, we're kind of wondering why they're going after Gowther first. I understand he's a spy and everything, but right now he's not causing any damage or any anything that hurt Leon's. I'm surprised he's not going after other commandments at all. It's weird, they're going after Gowther, not Zeldris was, no, can't go with Zeldris. It's the whole Camelot Kingdom was okay. But other ones like Desiree and Mount Piet, clearly after them, but whatever. Julia recognizes this, she's a little concerned, and then we get to reveal at the beginning that the Holy Knight who had the helmet on is in fact Princess Veronica. So that's the whole thing. She's still there, she's still fighting. That's awesome to see. And basically the chapter continues on. We see Gowther and then Jericho about to fight my boy Escanor and my boy Hawk. I was sad. There was no Stone Hawk. Oh, it's too soon. I need 10 chapters. 10 chapters to remember Stone Hawk. But anyways, Gowther brings up that he wants, if he wins a tournament, he's gonna ask for a human heart. And that was interesting because before Julia in the chapter, even recommend, she did a little flashback in her head. She remembered when Gowther said, if I had a heart, deep down I would truly apologize. But he can't because Gowther feels no emotions. And I found this interesting. I'm gonna elaborate a little further on. I'm just gonna finish up the wrap up. But then basically the next chapter we get to see it's gonna be Hawk and Escanor versus Gowther and Jericho. And oh my god, two of my favorite Sins, Escanor and Gowther. I love both of them so much, and to see them in a fight, I am excited. Though I'm worried because it's still nighttime and Escanor is still weak, and I don't know what Hawk's gonna do. I don't think Hawk is God, oh god. This is gonna go so bad, I already know. Oh my god. But yeah, even Gowther was threatening them, oh, when I gain this heart, I feel sorry for you when I mutilate your corpses. I'm like, Gowther, chill my friend, chill. That was something. But anyways, so basically that's the end of the chapter. I think the next chapter, so chapter 169, is called The Weakest 7 Deadly Sin. This is interesting, really hypeable next chapter, really hype. So going back to Gowther, I have him about his heart because Nakama Sensei mentioned it in chapter 112. Remember that one part between Diane and Gowther when Gowther was faking his relationship with Julia and he manipulated her memories and Diane got really mad and there was that little spew over there. Yeah, in chapter 112, I looked back, he said something really interesting. He said, with the human heart, I can comprehend feelings and emotions. And I'm thinking that ties back to Gowther being the selfishness. Because if you're selfish, you have to have feelings for yourself. And I feel like the power is the selfishness. Like, we've seen the power of the truth, we've seen the power of Loxiana, we've seen the power of faith, and everything like that. Only a couple of them we've seen, but we've seen them before. And I feel that Gowther's selfishness, like his demon inside, if it's still there, I feel it will awaken if he were to gain emotion that come from human heart. So if he were to win that human heart at the end of the grand festivals, I feel that his demon side would awaken, and then he would gain the power of his demons and remember everything that he was. Because we really don't know what Gowther is. I feel he's just not a doll. It's strange. There's something more with Gowther, and it's always been interesting. He's like a very simple, but there's dark hidden with him. So honestly, I feel that the Grand Magical Games, like not the Grand Magical Games, oh my god, it's not a fairy tale. The Grand Festival. Because people, like, I know people are thinking it's probably be Gloxian and Dolor being the final, like, end game, like, arc for the villains for the arc. But I think that was just gonna throw a twist. I feel like Gowther's gonna win the festival. He's gonna ask for her heart back, and by asking for her heart, it's gonna unlock the emotion, which unlock the demon power of the selfish of the Ten Commandment. And I feel then that Gowther is gonna attack everybody and try to destroy everything and make him just for himself, and then basically everyone's gonna have to react to that and try to fight off Gowther, try to seal him back to his doll form. I feel Gowther is gonna be the final villain of this arc, and that would be really, really interesting. If Nakama Sensei went that way, that'd be really interesting. We get to see like Azure Sky come in, we see Meliodas and Banner coming together to fight, and then that'd be a nice twist at the end. So basically, that's my thoughts. This has been a long chapter, my longest chapter review, basically. Really, really good chapter. A lot of quick things. There's even that invisible fairy that I don't know what she's gonna play in the future. Like, whatever role she has, probably be interesting as well. There's also, we saw most of the Ten Commandments, which is good. We just didn't see Estarossa. We didn't see Estarossa, the one that looked like Meliodas' poster. So I wonder what he's up to. But other than that, I am excited for Nanatsu No Taizai. This chapter really, really, really picked up. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this chapter. Hope you enjoyed my review. Epic Guys, signing out.